ask, what high schools do we have represented here? So Warren County, Hanley, we just Warren County and Hanley, Skyline. So Warren County, Hanley, Skyline, anyone else? So 3 schools. Okay. Yeah. All right. Anyone else? Hopefully you're not ashamed of your high school. Okay. So I get the opportunity or have the privilege to walk you guys through a session here, but I'm going to ask a question of you. Where were you last? What was your last session? You were in the auditorium. So someone give me a highlight or just like a quick, what did you get out of the auditorium? Relationships, juice, big juice. Okay. I love it. Anyone else want to build upon that? Your experience? What's it? Experience E plus your. I love it. I love it. Now, did everyone get that? Yeah. So E plus R gives you your O. So the experience, your response creates the opportunity. This is building upon that time and that last session that you guys had. So as I said, my name is James Imoh. This is the Yes Conference. Yes? Yes is a response. Yes is a decision. And you all made the decision to be here. And I believe that you're here for a reason. Now, what you do with the information is a choice. But we have a window here. And I'm going to I asked the first group what they were looking for. So what do you want to get out of today? Just by show of hands. I need 3 people to respond. What do you want to get out today? Yes. Meet new people. Did I see a hand over here? Can I get a hand over here? So what do you all want to get here? What does someone want to take from today? Yes.
Just have a reflection on myself, seeing if I'm doing everything I can for me.
Okay. So reflection on yourself, seeing if you're doing everything you can for you. Yes. Good advice. Yes. A better understanding of how people influence each other. Yes. Okay. Being a part of something bigger than yourself. One more. One more. We can't move on until I get one more. Is that? Hearing people's stories. So all of that is, I believe, what you will get from this day. And oftentimes we get what we expect. So if we're not expecting anything, we may not get anything. Now, how many of you all have paper and pen? I think there might be paper and pen in the bag. So I want to encourage you to get that out, because if you're expecting something, you probably want to write it down. If something is said, and it might be something that I say, it might be something that one of your peers says, but I want to encourage you to write that down. So I can't help but bring up our family. So I have my wife, Marie. We've been married for 24 years. And we've been in Winchester for 20 years. We have 3 kids. Our oldest is TJ. Yes, and some know Liz. TJ is our oldest. TJ graduated Hanley 2012. And then he went off to the military academy. So he went to West Point, was in the Army, out of the Army, and now he's in medical school. Malachi graduated Hanley 2020. So just as the world was shutting down, we're in COVID. And Malachi graduates, and he goes off to William & Mary, and he played football there for 5 years. So we're really proud of him. And he just graduated in May, and now he lives with his brother in New York. And we have Liz, my daughter, baby girl, who graduated 2023 and is in her 3rd year at UVA. And this is us. This is our family. So I just took a couple pictures here. My wife and I were both in the Army. As I mentioned in the background, TJ, our oldest, was in the Army, graduated from West Point. Malachi went on to play football. Elizabeth ran track at UVA. And one of the things I wanted to bring up here, and I brought this up in the last group, is how many of you all have aspirations to maybe go off to college? Awesome. I believe it was Mark Mosley that had asked a question. How many of you all know what you want to do when you grow up? Okay, so that's almost a majority of the room. I will tell you that 30 years ago, when I was graduating from high school, I didn't know what I wanted to be. I had no idea. So college was just the next step to me figuring out who I am. And over time, I've learned more about myself, and it's evolved. So I'm going to mention my bio was mentioned, and I want to quickly go through this because I believe someone might have said that they want to learn from other people and hear other stories. We use the word stories, and sometimes you think of the word stories like made up. So this is my story in that I went to the military academy at West Point. So I get to West Point, and I'm like, all right, what is this? This is the Army. I don't know if I really like it, but I'll try it out. So that's why I went to the Army. I went to West Point. I played soccer there. When I left West Point, I go into the Army. From the Army, I go into pharmaceutical sales. From pharmaceutical sales, I go into becoming a financial advisor in wealth management. So this is a ribbon cutting ceremony on Piccadilly, this was maybe 9 years ago when we had kicked off our branch and we did a ribbon cutting. I'm going to make this statement, and I think someone had mentioned this here earlier, and I'm going to ask you guys a question. How do you think that I became a financial advisor? Went to school, hard work. Someone said making friends and meeting people. I say that because remember, when I graduated from college, or from high school, I was like, I'm just going to college. My degree was in mechanical engineering. Never used it. I go into the Army and I'm a communications officer for 6-7 years. And then I go into pharmaceutical sales. But how I became a financial advisor is I was sitting across the table from a good friend. And we were at breakfast and he was like, James, you need to consider becoming a financial advisor. I'm like, what? And I consider it and I explore it and I make that decision. And it's 10 years later, I'm a financial advisor. Well, remember, before being a financial advisor, what was I doing? No, there's one career in between the military. What was it? Pharmaceuticals. So when I was in the military, how did I get from the military into pharmaceuticals? Guess. The same way I got into being a financial advisor. How did I do it? Yeah, not someone offered me a job, but a friend was like, hey, James, you need to consider Johnson & Johnson. So I say that to say that the friends that we surround ourselves with will influence our decisions. So how many of you all have made good decisions? Coming here today was a good decision. You said yes to the Yes Conference. How many of you have made bad decisions or uninformed decisions? So we all have. We've all made bad decisions. And oftentimes those bad decisions, similar to our good decisions, are a function of the people that we surround ourselves with. And I think sometimes we don't put enough emphasis or we don't understand the influence that people around us have. So that is hopefully one of the takeaways that you guys will take from this. And I'm knowing that you guys will make good friends. And as I just shared with you, going from the Army into pharmaceutical sales and then becoming a financial advisor, moving here, the relationships that I have been based upon the people that are around me, and they've helped me get to where I am. And I believe, and I'll say this and I'll say it again, that where you're going to be tomorrow is based upon the decisions that you make today. Question. Are you rich? I heard not yet. Or is there anyone here that's rich? And not your parents, not your grandparents, but are any of you rich? Got like a maybe. That's not a yes, but that's a maybe. Good question. Good question. Okay. Gosh, you guys are onto it, okay? Yeah, so you've got a good life. So you've got happiness. And so that's what we're getting to. Now, I'm going to ask a question. Who's the richest person? Or name someone that is rich. Okay, we hear Elon Musk. Name someone else that's rich. Taylor Swift. Who else? So we've got Elon Musk, Taylor Swift. Mark Zuckerberg. And I bring them up, or you all bring them up, because every one of those people that we were talking about, or that you all mentioned is rich, we were measuring what? Money. In terms of how much is in their accounts, or what is their net worth. And that's common. I think that's what society kind of teaches. When we think of a rich person, we think of material, and we think of what they have. But I asked you all, are you rich? And I got like a sideways hand. I almost got a full hand, but I got a sideways hand. So it comes down to what we measure. In front of you, looking at the clock, each of you has a measuring tape. So I'm going to ask if you pull that measuring tape out and then open it up. And I'm going to ask if you would turn it to the centimeter side. And the first question that I'll ask you while you're looking at that, opening up your measuring tape, is who is and not by name, the oldest person that you know? So just yell out their age in terms of how old is the oldest living person. That someone in the other room corrected me. 97. What else? 102. You don't know old people? So here, I'll pause there. Here, time out. Okay, so here, that's a good question. Okay, or that's a good point. Someone said, what if you don't know old people? So maybe I need to take a step back, and let me ask this question before I ask that question, is what is old? And this is dangerous for some of us that are, I don't know if I'm older, so help me. At this table, what's old?
My grandma always says that when she's old is when she stops finding joy and childlike joy in things. Okay. And she says she doesn't see herself as old. She's 78, and she says that she still finds joy in every day, and that's her youth.
Awesome. Okay. So grandma is 78, and she does not see herself as old. This table here, how old is old? You guys got to come up with a number. 60. Are you guys going with it? 60? So 60 is old at this table. All right. What's old here? Over 67 is old.
I agree with what she said.
She agrees what she said, 67. Anyone else? 45 is old here, okay? So. Anything older than you is as a joke. All right. Old is 55, 60. Senior citizen, 65. Do you agree? Okay. So they agree. 65 is old. All right. 70, you guys all agree? 70 is old? 50s is old.
Early 70s.
Early 70s. And last table? 60. All right. So we have the oldest person that we know of is 102. We have old ranges from anyone older than you to 40s or 45. I heard senior citizen, and I didn't open up mine. So we have those three numbers, 102, senior citizen. Oh, the last question, I didn't ask this, or it's not the last question. What is life expectancy? 75. 80, and that's average, okay. And it depends on where you read, but I'll give you the answer here. It's 78. Sometimes just depending on what you look at, 78, and that there's a disparity there. Sometimes women will usually outlive men by 5 to 10 years. So We have those numbers. I'm going to ask now if you would look, again, we're looking at the centimeter side, so put your finger on and you can pick the number. You can pick the oldest person. You can pick life expectancy at 78, but that would be your right hand. You're looking at that. You got it? Everyone got it? And now I want you to take your left hand and move it over to how old are you? And so what does that represent? Let me see. We've got your age range here, and then we've got your age in your left hand. So do you hear that? Someone said what? That's a long time. So someone says, I've been alive for a quarter of my life. And so as we mentioned that some have said that life expectancy or how long we plan on living, there's a range there, and no one ultimately knows how long except for God knowing how long we're going to be here. But if we're using 78, if I'm 50, and many of you all are in your teens, you're richer than I am if we're measuring time. So the question then goes back to what are we measuring? So I'm going to ask here, who would like money? Yeah, I'm a financial advisor, so who would like money? I see one hand that's like a finger up here. Yeah, so. All right, yes, you guys can see it's Monopoly money. So yes, I've got hands up. Okay, yeah, anything is anything. Okay, I see. Do I get any other hands here? And you know what? I am out of money. What would you do with the money? Those of you that raised your hands, what would you do with the money? I heard invest. Now, don't say that just because I'm a financial advisor. Okay, so I heard someone would invest. What are the rest of you that received money going to do? What was that? You've got money, so now you have to tell me, what are you going to do with it? Save it? Yes? Buy the green properties with the $500. Will that buy the green properties? So, all right. Now I'm going to ask, and your name? Airly. What are you going to do with $500? You're going to save it. Early, I'm actually going to ask if you would take the $500, and there were several people that wanted $500 but didn't get it. I need you to rip it up. She just ripped up money. You see what just happened? She just ripped up money. And someone said, you're going to jail. So what are some of the other emotions that are invoked now when you see what's been done with the money? Why I made her rip it up? That doesn't make sense. You could have done better with the money. Jealousy. Wow, she ripped up the money. There are people that wanted the money. You ripped it up. For a second, I want you guys, we did an exercise, and we looked at how much time you have, and then we looked at money. And we looked at responses, and someone said, wow, that's a lot of time. And now we look and see the response of how we may handle disappointment or when someone rips up money. I'm going to bring up a point that money, you ripped up the money, guess what? And this isn't always the case in life when you rip up money. Oftentimes, there might be more money. But now I want you to look at your measuring tape, centimeter side. Many of you are 16, 17. If you waste your 16th year, guess what? What did someone say? You don't get it back. How many seniors do we have? If you waste your senior year I almost say you can't get it back, but there probably is a way that you can find a way to say, I really want to stay. I don't know. But you can't get 17 back. And oftentimes, and I'm going to bring up this point here, is valuing time. I think, and this is human nature, I meet with people every single day, we place a greater emphasis on money, which if we rip up, if we lose, if we have an unfortunate situation or circumstance, there's a chance we can get it back. But with time, we can't get it back. So this conference is called the what conference? The Yes Conference. And it's about leading, but before we lead anyone, we have to lead who? Ourselves. And so if you meet any successful person, whether it's your parents, your teachers, leaders, they make good use of their time and they value your time. And oftentimes, I think that just being younger, we don't appreciate, and someone had said, wow, that's a lot of time. And it really is a lot of time. We're really fortunate, and you guys do have that time. But I think that we underestimate what we can do with our time. Okay. I'm going to ask here, and this is a small group exercise. So everyone's at a table. I see 4 at a table. We see up to, call it 8 at a table or 7 at a table. I want, because we watched the response of when you ripped up money, there was a lot of frustration. How many of you all have wasted time? We all have. So at your tables here, and I just want to quickly go through and just want every person to share. How have you wasted time? Just real quick, yeah. How do you waste time? Yeah. So, how do you waste time? Because we all do it. And I'm going to ask for one volunteer from each table to just share the one item or what was the consensus in terms of how people have wasted time. So let's start here. How have you all wasted time?
Procrastinating.
Procrastination. I don't got nothing. You've never wasted time? No. You have. So give me one example. There were, like, say, 5 of you guys. What came up? How have you wasted time? Video games. And so I'll mention, oftentimes we may think of video games, but did you enjoy playing the video games? So that doesn't necessarily mean that it was a waste of time. It was recreational. You enjoyed it. So I hope you guys caught that point, that recreation, maybe doing something that is not bringing in money or not making you smarter, but it's recreation, but it brought you joy, is not necessarily a waste of time. So other ways that we may waste time. On people. Tell me more.
Like if you're sitting there dedicating all your spare time to hanging out with people and not getting what you need done.
Good. So maybe spending time with people that may not be helping you get things done. And you could be doing other things, but you're spending time with people. So yes.
Spending my time worrying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Worrying is a waste of time. Right? So I don't know if you guys caught that. Did anyone hear? What was the point? Did you guys hear what he said? It was a really good point. That's something worth writing down. Like, it was good.
I said worrying about things that could happen or might happen instead of what is currently happening.
So worrying about things that might happen instead of being present and focused on what is happening. So waste time. How do we waste time?
Wandered down a hallway in a video game for 3 hours one time. It was not fun, and it did not get me what I wanted it to.
So 3 hours in a video game.
Yep, just wandered down the hallway.
Okay. So that's an example. And we're going to waste time. But it's important that, and I think someone said it earlier, that we understand what we're doing and that we reflect upon that. So you guys, confetti. You turned the measuring tape into confetti. But he said it was a waste of time. So, okay, got it. All right. So other ways that we waste time.
Scrolling.
Scrolling. Has anyone scrolled and wasted time? Okay.
I'm learning stuff about scrolling.
Yeah. And okay, so some people learn through scrolling. And then last table here. How do we waste time? No, I think that's already been said. One more. Shopping? Okay. Okay, I heard there was some dissent here, like shopping, waste of time. How dare you? So, how do you all, or how may you all have wasted time?
Skipping practice.
Skipping practice. Yeah. So, we're winding down here as far as getting into this, but my hope from this window, and this has been fun and us talking about, but what we've done really is we've compared time and money. And right now, in your teens, you probably don't have a lot of money, but you do have time. And so if you go back to your measuring tape, one point that I did bring up is you can't go back. If you're 16, you can't go back to 15. Your 20s and what your life is going to look. How many of you all want a good life in your 20s? How many of you all want a good life in your 30s? Good life. How many of you all think you can have a good life in your 20s if you waste time in your teens? How many of you all, I think I got one hand here, like, so you think there might be a way to waste time and get a good life? Now, is it possible to have a good life in your 20s but waste time, or in your 30s but waste time in your 20s? And it's this law of, call it the harvest, in terms of you reap what you sow. You get out what you put in. I think someone had even mentioned, this was a nice analogy, someone mentioned skipping practice. That was, and I won't even mention your name because your coach might be in the room and some other teammates may be here. So I'm not going to, but I like and I appreciate you bringing up that point because oftentimes that practice may not feel good. But the only way that we win or that we're effective or that we perform, whether it's at a track meet, whether it's in a basketball game, a football game, golf, tennis, whatever it is, it doesn't even have to be a sport. It can be a performance. The only way that we get good is by practice. And it comes down to how we're spending our time. So, anything else you guys have taken away from this? I want to hear maybe 2 takeaways. What else have you taken away? I've shared some things. You can't go back, and what your life is going to look like in the future is based upon what you're doing today. Anyone else, a takeaway? Yes. So friends can lead you to make good decisions or bad decisions. And maybe one other point, and then I want someone else to maybe speak that I may not have heard from. Yes. Use your time wisely. And we're actually early on time. Oh, so we've got another 2 minutes. I brought these 2 points up because I think that this is important. And oftentimes, one of the reasons someone mentioned procrastinate, or sometimes we talk about why we don't get what we want or why we don't do some of the things. And this is a challenge for not only teens, but it's adults. And it's comparison. So someone give me an example of comparison. Yes.
I think one of the most common comparisons I see is people trying to decide a path and seeing other people's paths and how they got there and trying to follow that when it's not theirs.
Right. So she had mentioned looking at someone else's path and maybe trying to base your path on their path. We talked about spending time. What's interesting here is these tapes all have a different color. Most of them are a different color. Now imagine if my tape is green and yours is yellow, but I'm disappointed because I have a green tape and I'm like, woe is me, my tape is green and yours is yellow. I wish mine was yellow, and I don't do anything with the green tape that was given to me. And oftentimes we do that because we might admire a characteristic that someone else has that we weren't gifted with, but we're just as fortunate and as unique, but we minimize or downplay how fortunate we are. And that even goes back to time. So that's the comparison trap. And I'll mention comparison can also hurt you even if you're comparing yourself with someone that you might think that you're better than, whether it's in a sport or in a performance, because oftentimes if we compare ourselves with someone else, I'll just use the example, if I'm a soccer player and I'm comparing myself with someone else that is playing golf, I may not be helping myself get better because I'm not surrounding myself with people that can encourage me and help me get to where I want to be. And our time is up. So we're going to finish on that point, but I hope that you guys take a lot from this day because not everyone at your schools made it here. And so I'd say that you all made the decision to be here. You all said yes to the Yes Conference. So that's like knowing is half the battle, but now you have to take that and apply it and do something with it. And we've gone over the takeaways from this as far as with understanding the value of time. We've talked about comparison, and we're all at different places. I think we have freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors that are in this room. One thing we all have is time. And we're blessed. We really are. We are so blessed with time, but we have to make the best use of that time. So I've enjoyed my time with you guys. Continue to say yes. Continue to make good decisions, surrounding yourself with good people, listening to your parents because I'm a parent, and listening to your teachers and your counselors and those people that really do care about you. It's been good. Yes. Oh, yes. So, yes, you can keep your $500. How many of you all got $500? If you didn't rip up, and you even got another $500. Yes, you keep your $500 and you keep your tape. Thank you, guys. Okay.